Reds. You hold one. You hold the red.
I've been on a red spree lately.
Okay, all right. The Philippines has a coaching crisis in terms of the domestic coaches, right? And one of the biggest things, if not the biggest thing that we need to resolve right now is, that needs to happen is a coaching revolution in the Philippines. That to have the biggest impact on our game with many things. That's about as poorly as you could word something, but that's basically my general thought is that we have a coaching crisis and we need a revolution in coaches in order to impact the game positively.
Here you go, Jenks, get the card.
Red card. Please.
Wait, are we talking about PFL?
I think the PFL is the highest level of football right now in the country, and the number of local coaches that we have that are performing at the same or higher level than that of their foreign counterparts is few and far between.
Okay, let's... Okay, I think yellow.
Does everybody want to give their cards first? And then let's talk about it.
All right.
I'm gonna say play on.
Play on, all right. Claro?
Play on. Remember, we're still somewhat catching up.
Right.
We only got big in this
Just
recently.
I think for me, it just brings up this other thing that I feel that some of the best local coaches in the Philippines are coaching in the UAP and not in the professional league. Just more of on that scenario. That's why I asked you.
Right.
Is it the PFL or are we talking about coaches in general? Because I feel that recently, with all these former players or still players, they're also putting up their own academies, getting into coaching at the moment. So I feel that we're in the pipeline there. But the reason why we don't feel it as much in the PFL is because they're in the UAP, where the job security is just, I'm not gonna lie, it's a bit higher.
Right? And they don't have the badges that require you to be able to, that you require in order to be able to compete at the PFL level. All of those things are part of the restructuring that needs to take place in order to ensure the best of the best get into the best jobs. That's what I think. And then you need to collaborate more.
But yeah, but I understand where you're, like, 100% understand where you're coming from on the take, so that's why I'll say it. Yellow card.
All right, guys, mostly unscathed on that one, all right? So those are our hot takes
I'm on a spree,
for
I
this week. We hope you guys will share your hot takes with us and your comments on our hot takes. From PH Transfers, my hot take is that Cebu would be firmly in the top 3 if they played more attacking football. Yeah, all right. Yellow card, not quite.
Play on.
Play on? Yeah?
Play on.
Yellow card.
Yeah, I'm a yellow too. I think their defense is a big part of what makes them good, but...
But you know, one thing that I just want to add to this as well, that I also do believe that because Cebu have the biggest hurdle into playing the games, because they have to take a flight, they're based in Cebu and playing here.
Tough.
So that is just an additional hurdle for them.
Yeah.
So despite that hurdle, and they're still getting the performances, you know, like getting a big win against Aguilas, they could be higher up the pitch.
Yeah.
Playing
Definitely.
attacking football, and of course having to do less travels.
Yeah, you guys?
Yeah,
I'm cool with that.
completely agree.
But I like to think they displayed that in the last game.
Yeah.
So that's why they got the result.
Yeah.
They played the part, but their defense did its job too. Can't be one-dimensional, as we know.
Right. Thank you for sharing your thoughts, PH Transfers, and we welcome everybody's opinions on these hot takes, all right? So, guys, next week ulit. Ay, hindi, wala pala tayo.
Oh, man.
Ibawan nyo muna yung mga hot take.
I
niyo,
actually forgot
all right?
the rest already.
And with that, we'd like to thank once again our drinks partner, Thirst. Kick off with savings this football season. Visit the link in the description or scan the QR code on your screens for special discounts. Thirst is the Philippines' only beverage marketplace, so download the Thirst app today wherever you get your apps. Okay, here we go, guys. medyo papaspasan natin to kasi medyo overtime na tayo. But we've got so many games coming up, and we'd like to invite everybody and remind everybody that all games will be live streamed at youtube.com/wearepfl. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell to ensure that you are always informed when the matches are taking place. All right, so here we go. Let's start off with Saturday, November 8th. 3 matches as per usual. 1 Taguig taking on Valenzuela PB Mendiola. And then at 5:45, it's Maharlika FC with another tough one against Cebu FC, who are starting to build a bit of momentum. Then you've got Stallion Laguna back from a week's break, taking on a wounded Aguilas UMAC, who are looking to prove themselves against a top team. Then on the 9th, we've got Philippine Army versus Tuloy. Let's get yourselves ready for this one. Philippine Army are going to have to think this may be their best chance to get points on the board, but will they be able to do it against Tuloy FC, who have been, very entertaining and have shown that they can go toe-to-toe for moments in the game with some of the best teams in the PFL? Will they be able to put together a performance enough to take down grown men of the Philippine Army? We will see. Philippine Army got that victory in the previous time that they locked horns, so Tuloy will be looking to bounce back on that one. And then Manila Digger FC, fresh from making the knockout rounds of the AFC Challenge League, are coming back into the country to take on Don Bosco Garelli FC, who continue to want to improve in the PFL. This is going to be another tough assignment for them. All right, let's jump right in, all right? Triple header on Saturday. Let's get back to those fixtures. 1 Taguig versus Valenzuela PB Mendiola. Who wants to take this one?
I see Taguig getting it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Taguig haven't really scored a lot of goals this season, except for one game against Philippine Army. Do you think it's going to be a blowout for this one?
Oof.
Yeah.
I'll say yes. I mean, yes, they didn't put in a lot of goals in that win versus Maharlika, but with the way you play, if you face a team, of course, it's not up there in defense, you'll pay the price.
We were talking about Hartman earlier, and this is the type of game he can just dictate with his passing range. He could control this match on his own if he plays. And that's why I think it's going to be one-sided. Just a little trivia fact, though, is that if Balut Lutor scores his next PFL goal, it'll actually be his 30th in the entire PFL top flight. So that's PFL, UFL, and Copa. So I'm kind of hoping that Balut Lutor scores. But yeah, either way, I think this match is going to be one-sided.
Tasha?
Yeah, I think that it's also possible that Taguig will use this opportunity to rotate their squad, give the players on the bench some playing time, build up the confidence of the other players. But I think despite doing that the players off the bench still have that same caliber as that first 11 to make this more of a one-sided affair.
All right, there you have it. All right. If Mark Hartman does play in this match, we'd invite people to just enjoy a midfield specialist at work. It's not always the goals and he does make the assists, so you can put that in his game, but not only the goals that you need to look out for, but a real operator in Mark Hartman is a joy to watch, so we do hope you keep an eye on him. The next match is Maharlika versus Cebu. Here we go again, folks. Fine margins. We expect that this is going to be an intense encounter between these two teams. Is Cebu just a little too much at this point in time, or will Maharlika be able to put the pieces together to actually get a result against the top team? I'll start with you, Natasha.
I think that if Maharlika are much more crisp on their passes and they don't make errors in the back, because I feel that against 1 Taguig, the reasons why 1 Taguig were able to convert was because they just took advantage of them having so many mistakes in those passes in the back. So I think that if they clean up their passing, they do have a big, solid chance to get one over Cebu.
Diego No Jurel Aristorenas, how big of a factor will his absence be for Maharlika?
That's going to be a big miss. He's their captain, so he brings that leadership quality even before his actual quality on the pitch as a midfield player. That's going to be a really big miss. Their midfield has been one of their stronger points this season. Aristorenas, Park, and the like. So let's see how they adjust They have a week or so to figure out how to formulate their lineup without their captain and without one of their most important players. But at the same time, they'll be feeling that it's about time they take a big game instead of saying for the fourth time this season that we played against a big team and we kept it close. Because if you keep saying that, then it's going to get a little bit redundant. So they'll be feeling that this time, it's finally time for them to say, we actually took a big team and took all 3 points. For Cebu, I think same could be said there. They wanna prove the fact that last week wasn't a fluke. And if you want to do that, then you win another big game. So a chance for both teams actually to make a statement. Whoever wins will make a statement to the rest of the league.
It's back-to-back wins now for Cebu, if I'm not mistaken.
Back to back, yeah. I mean, because they were coming up that. Yeah, that's right. Because there's a draw that halted momentum. Yeah, but we're talking of wins, right? Yeah.
They're getting their momentum
Yeah.
now. It seems as if they're turning a corner. Do you think, they're at a point right now that is too far away from Maharlika?
Now, I still say Maharlika is still there. It's gonna be that physicality of Cebu, or they'll push the tempo, and Maharlika will try to play their technical game. So we'll see. That's both sides of the spectrum. Which one will prevail? I see a team getting the breakthrough in the end.
I was gonna say the
Yeah,
same
yeah.
thing, especially with a team like Cebu. I feel that they really come alive, most especially in the last 15 minutes of a game.
Right. Yeah.
So there you have it. It might be left late, so don't blink that one and make sure you stick around for the entire thing. The third match is Stallion Laguna FC taking on Aguilas UMAC FC. Whew, this is a tough one to call, of course. Aguilas licking their wounds after that defeat against Cebu. Stallion, they've taken a breather. What do you guys think in this one, Natasha?
I think that for this game, it's whoever wins this could somewhat dictate who stays in the top 6 and who's out of the top 6 picture. And so these two teams have had such a roller coaster start to this season. Both teams have win-loss moments. So this game would be very important for either team to really put themselves in the right trajectory for the rest of the end of the first round.
They do have a bit of momentum in that they got a good win against Philippine Army in their last outing. Diego, do you see Stallion Laguna having enough firepower, enough quality to be able to shut out the Aguilas?
My only question mark would be, Shock went off injured against Philippine Army, so that could be a little bit of a problem if he's still not back fit. But they do still have other players that could provide that firepower. Kedman has been really good. Trujillo has been really good. And of course, Finn McDaniel has scored a lot of goals already after his return. For Aguilas, it's up to them now to make sure that they don't, after making a really good run, they don't lose 2 in a row. So, like the game before this, it's going to be a really strong statement for whoever takes this match. And if it ends with a draw, that would probably disappoint both teams because it means that they both lag behind in the top 6 series.
Claro,
If
the
it-
Aguilas, they have what it takes against Stallion on this one?
If it were the Finn McDaniel-less Stallions, I would have given it to the Aguilas. But Finn just is that missing piece in the puzzle offensively. Because when we look back, right, it's everything but the goal. But now they bring in their goal scorer. So there, I see it going the way of Stallion. I think they'll be able to put away goals now. I mean, in the event that, let's say, it's not Finn putting away goals, but it's his involvement up front that could somewhat just give them that push. Others might be able to contribute also. That's how I see it going.
Tasha, one more word on it? Did you want to
I was thinking if I was
afternoon from the Rizal Memorial Football Stadium, where the action just keeps on rolling. It is the second game of our triple header on this Saturday. It's a massive game. Maharlika FC taking on Dynamic Herb Cebu FC, a true six-pointer between two teams who are locked in the standings. Maharlika desperate to get 3 points against a direct rival. Meanwhile, Dynamic Herb Cebu starting to pick up momentum in this first round, coming fresh from a final series victory in the last season. Had a bit of a scuppered start to this particular season. Now they're up and running and looking very dangerous indeed. So much on the line today, and we're so glad you could join us. Jing Hamlang and Alex Lagman calling the action. It's a very humid and pretty warm day dito sa Manila City, but no rains, and that should bode well for our competitors on the pitch. Alex, it's a big game. What are your expectations for this one?
Well, obviously, there's a lot of physicality that will happen, especially for these two teams, and they're going to be hungry for lots of goals. So I am excited, and I can't wait to see how these forwards from both teams are going to perform.
We're going to jump right into Maharlika FC. As you can see, Dini Uatara is the main man in between the sticks tonight, and he hasn't really been playing lately. For those who follow the PFL, they know him as a veteran at this level of competition, and he has been a very effective shot stopper and a commanding presence in between the sticks. So today he's going to be preferred over Kenry Balobo, and that's a big call for Maharlika as we take a look at their run so far. Started off with victory over Tuloy, a loss to Manila Digger, victory over Don Bosco Garelli United, then they lost against Aguilas, picked it up again with a victory against Army and Valenzuela PB Mendiola, but suffered defeat once more against One Taguig. Hindi pa sila nakakakuha ng 3 points. In fact, even a single point against their direct rivals. Could today be a different story?
Well, that would depend on their forwards, more specifically players like Jinyon Kim, because he has given a lot of assists towards his forwards, and if Cebu is able to check on him, then it could be a different story.
Young man Enzo Lucindo is still manning the back line alongside the player who has played the most minutes so far this season, Michael Menzi. They've got a huge responsibility as Cebu's attack is quite potent. Eric Ben Giganto will man the right side. You've got Yung Suk Kang in the middle of midfield. There is no Jurel Aristorenas as he pulled up injured in their last contest. So there's going to be an interesting addition into midfield with Daniel Opong coming inside. So they've got a full lineup of 5+1 foreigners inside the pitch. Will it be enough, though, is the big question against a tough Cebu side. Yunsu Park will continue in his role. There's a lot of mainstays in this lineup now for Coach Moon Hong, and he seems to have settled on the players that he trusts the most, and clearly the captain Michael Menzi is amongst those that he trusts very much. Most minutes played amongst all players in the league. Ganun kalaki ang tiwala niya dito kay Michael Menzi. Of course, a player formerly from FEU, played for the likes of Kaya, bounced around a little bit after that, UCFC and Stallion, but now it seems he's found a home here at Maharlika and is now the main man and the leader that they look towards. Now, before we throw things over to Dynamic Herb Cebu, let's check in on head coach of Maharlika, Moon Hong.
Just work on what we've been doing and try to get the result.
Shorter or sweeter than that. It's basically all systems go for Maharlika. They have been improving, they have been impressive. It's just about being able to continue that at a high level against Dynamic Herb Cebu FC, who will be quite pleased with how they've performed in recent times. They have gotten back-to-back victories. In fact, they've won 3 of their last 4. So that's quite positive for them as we look at their recent matches. and their record here in the first round. Dynamic Herb Cebu, medyo hirap sila in terms of the way they stack up with other teams here at the Rizal Memorial Stadium, because they are the only team that has to fly in and fly out for their games. And it's one of the reasons why medyo light ang kanilang lineup dito sa Manila. A different story when they're playing in front of their home crowd over in Cebu, but still, they have been impressive so far. Of course, it started off with defeat against Juan Taguig, but they got a victory against Stallion. Again, lost to Kaya FC Iloilo, but then here comes the run for them. Victory over Don Bosco Garela United, a draw against Manila Digger, and then wins against Tuloy, and most importantly, against Aguilas, who were expected to perhaps possibly take points away from them. So undefeated in their last 4. It seems they have figured out their the way they want to approach these matches now, and it looks like they're going to be flying high against Maharlika today. Let's take a look at their lineup now.
And as you can see, players like Rusquillo and Ledel, who are defensive players, it is a refreshing sight to see that they are turning into these attackers who are very much deadly toward their oppositions.
Scored the goals in their victory against Aguilas quite recently. Of course, they've got Rami Jiridi, who is in between the sticks. Such a breath of fresh air for them. A steadying force as a goalkeeper, the Tunisian veteran, former international for his side. 41 years of age, but still very sprightly there at the back. And it's a solid lineup when you look at it from top to bottom, and they mix up the young players and the veterans very well. It's a solid lineup para dito kay Tomasito Glenn Ramos.
Yes, and given their previous performance against Aguilas, you can tell that their defensive play is really strong because they were able to contain them for the entirety of that first half. It was a 0-0, and they've only gotten to get those shots around that second half, which is very impressive on their part.
Rico Andes has been impressive in banging in the goals for them, but Noah River Liddell has been sensational in recent times, particularly since he's been moved into a midfield role. So normally nakikita natin siya nasa depensa amongst the center backs, but now as a defensive midfielder, not only has he been disrupting play of the opposition, but he's been contributing quite a bit in attack. And nakita nga natin, no, scoring a goal against Aguilas in their last outing. Now let's check in with head coach Glenn Ramos ahead of this match.
Last 4 games, we are really doing good. Our performance is moving forward, and our dynamics also is there already. I hope today we can make it against Maharlika, because Maharlika also is a good team, and in spite we have now on a big what happened in Cebu. This is for the team is not that in shape because of our preparation for this week. But no excuse for us. We need to play a good game today, and to earn another 3 points. And the team is they are really motivated to dedicate for this game for Cebu.
It might be.
Here we go. Action about to get started with Michael Menzi and Roberto Corsame, the captains of the two teams. It's going to be Melaton Pelayo in the middle, assisted today by Hussein Mag-Usara on this near side. Ismael Pashon on the far side with Crismel Kayabyab, our fourth official. Two veterans of the Philippines Football League going head-to-head, former teammates actually at one point, but certainly going to be a fierce rivalry on the pitch today. As you mentioned, Alex, you're expecting quite a bit of physicality today. Sabi nga natin, dikit sila sa standings, and you can expect that there's going to be extremely high motivation to get 3 points on either side. Let's take one more look at the lineups. A quick look there at Maharlika FC, and now we take a look at Cebu's side. Of course, there's going to be a moment of silence that's going to be observed today in solidarity with Cebu and everyone affected in the Visayas region by the recent Typhoon Tino, and in the memory of former football player Captain Polly Dumagan, who unfortunately lost his life in a Huey helicopter crash in Agusan del Sur. Quick look at the substitutes today. A lot more options for Maharlika FC, and boy, do they have quite a few potent options off of the bench. Cebu will be a little bit light, but they do have quality substitutes available in the likes of Gadia, Borlongan, and Makiling. So let's join the players on the pitch in this moment of silence.
We request everyone to please stand and observe a moment of silence for Cebu and everyone affected in the Visayas region by the recent Typhoon Tino. And in memory of former football player Captain Paulo Dumagan and his comrades from the Philippine Air Force who tragically lost their lives in the Super Grey helicopter crash in Agusan del Sur. Let us offer this moment of silence to honor their memory and the strength of all those affected.
Our hearts go out to all those who are affected by the super typhoon, and we brace alongside everyone in the country with the upcoming typhoon that is on the horizon. For now, we focus in on this game, and it's a massive one in the Philippines Football League, and how things transpire for the top 6. Maharlika are trying to shed their former tag of being amongst those in the bottom of the table and looking to break into the elite of the competition. Cebu have done something similar in recent times, and now Maharlika is trying to get in on the action. And they've been very good this season, considered the dark horses so far. But in order to really make that next step, ito yung mga laban na kailangan nila makakuha ng puntos.
Again, it is a pretty exciting match, and surely both teams pack a punch. But taking a look into the lineup, having a deep bench for Maharlika would be an advantage for them.
Brian Villanueva, likely to be the youngest on the pitch today, but he's been a mainstay in the back line for Cebu, a testament of his quality, despite his seeming lack of experience. It's an early free kick given to the men in white. The Gentle Giants with an opportunity to test Maharlika and their back line. Headed away. Lucindo getting his first touch. Racing forward, Young-suk runs into trouble. Stopped in his tracks by Ferreira Cabral. Andes running into the space. Can he pull the trigger? Andes stopped at the final moment. Let's have a look at that. Crucial bump by Nicolas Ferrer, making up the ground just in time to stifle Rico Andes, who was looking to pull the trigger.
And what an excellent performance from these two players. A good run from Andes, but with that body positioning from Maharlika, really checked that angle.
Paulus with a delivery from the corner kick, and it's an immediate goal from dynamic Herb Cebu. They've wasted no time, and it is Noah River Liddell to open the scoring.
Our player to watch out for, proving that he is such a dangerous player up top. And it was pretty simple. There goes that corner, going to the second post, no challenge. And it goes to the top right corner of the goal.
Liddell adds to his tally here in the Philippines Football League. Impressive from him, but you must say, criminal defending from Maharlika. They're in a zone inside that box, but nobody at all in the vicinity of Noah Liddell, who had a free go at it, and he's headed that one into the back of the net.
That's true, Jing. A team as aggressive as Cebu, there's no time to waste, even though it's a few minutes early in the first half. You just have to keep your guard up when it comes to them. Great defending from Maharlika. Some pulling action happening, but it is a given coming from these two teams.
Noguera disappointed, no whistle was blown. Maharlika needing to get their wits about them very quickly in this game. Couldn't have started the game in a worst possible fashion. But on the upside, a lot of time to get back into the game.
That's true. 1-0 doesn't give you that much security just yet.
Maharlika have been able to find the back of the net in every match they've played in this season, except for in their last outing against Taguig. So they're no strangers to finding the back of the net. Coach Moon Hong will be backing his side to be able to respond at some point in these 90 minutes. Free kick. Punched away by Giridi. Bouncing around dangerously. And Giganto couldn't adjust his body in time. Rico Andes renewing his matchup here with Ferrer. Both players actually coming from the FEU program. Not sure kung nagsama pang dalawang, si Andes at si Ferrer. Easy call. It's a cynical tug. It's going to be a yellow card right away here. Militon Pelayo not wasting any time as he books Jinhon Kim. Six minutes into the contest. Let's have a look at that. Well, he's readjusted the collar of Papu Corsame.
And that was a pretty good call. Again, something that we did expect from these two teams, that aggressiveness.
Referee Pelayo making sure he's able to stamp his control and authority in this game early on. Kim's gonna need to be careful now. He's gonna be on the tightrope for 84 minutes.
Unfortunately for Maharlika, they did concede a goal right now, but it is earlier on in this first half, so they do have that time to bounce back and make that attack. As you can see right now, inch by inch, they are maximizing the width of that field. There goes that cross. But it is a bit too strong.
Eric Giganto trying to look for the two on-rushing attackers. Lack the spin on it to be able to trouble Jeridi.
But even if that cross was too strong, I think with a bit of persistence from the connecting forward, a possible touch could have been a different story for Maharlika. Right now, Cebu maximizing the space, very much spread out right now.
C switches the play. Would have been wide open, Fatih. It just went a little too early. Gonna make a run for it here. Kudoy Dodsoda is his last name. We're gonna call him Fatih from now on. Under 21. Or rather, under 23 player for Tajikistan. Just 21 years of age.
Lots of men in white clogging the area of Maharlika.
Giganto looking to switch it. Able to turn was Ibrahim. And he's going to be a man to watch tonight. Ferrer. Bit of a hopeful cross more than anything. He's going to get it right back, Nicolas Ferrer. Artisan pings it in. Giganto. Switching sides. Left back will bomb forward.
So far, even when they switch, very disciplined defending from Cebu. Really compact towards the middle, forcing Maharlika to pass it back to their back line.
Again, finding room on that left flank. This time trying to play it in low. Yunsu Park denied, but he earns his team a corner kick.
And as we all know, the gentle giants are giants. So for Maharlika to go for that high ball probably would be better for a grounder, perhaps.
Fahmi Ibrahim is going to be an obvious target. He's got 4 goals to his name already for Maharlika. Giganto set to deliver an in-swinger. Jeridi gets his hands to it, but concedes another corner kick. Second opportunity. Giganto. Same spot this time. Jeridi able to collect. Quick counter now.
And there goes that runner towards that other side of the pitch. Tries to get that cross. Will it connect?
Rico Andes trying to take that first time from one corner to the other. Cebu will be getting a set piece here. Fatih trying to add to his 1 assist so far this season. Rico Andes unable to find the target. They're playing short this time. Floated in. Maharlika Gets it out of their box, but the attack will remain.
Both teams very capable in those aerial battles. Now this time, it is a battle of positioning. Opportunity for Maharlika to go for that counter. But in contrast to Cebu, they are quick to find their teammates, which a few situations in earned them that corner.
Offside is the call. It's a poor one from Cebu as they're trying to get that attack going. Fatih called as he strayed a little too early. That's a second offside. Our play has settled a little bit. Maharlika able to get a grip in this contest.
Trying to invite the Cebu players, but they are very adamant in stepping in their own zones. Not that much high pressure from them.
Lucindo trying to get it out wide, unable to find Ibrahim. Cebu have conceded only once in their last 4 outings. We're seeing that defensive solidity become a real staple in their game.
You can see Pinto was wide open. He even asked for that ball, but they decided to go forward. And now we see the counter from Maharlika.
Ferrer in an advanced position. Collision just outside the box, and Villanueva is going to get called for the foul. Ibrahim was trying to turn. It looked like he got caught from behind.
A pretty risky decision from Villanueva, fouling inside the box. Could be such a big opportunity for dynamic Herb Cebu.
A teenage defender getting sucked into the tackle. Let's have a look at it here. Yes. Might have touched the ball, but certainly went through Ibrahim to get to it. Rather reckless from the young center back.
When you are a defender, you do have to make those tough calls, those risky fouls. But right now, it is up to Jeridi on how to navigate this situation, this free kick, which is obviously within range for Maharlika.
Yunsu Park lining this one up. 24-year-old Korean. Can go direct here. He's got a crowd to aim at of blue shirts as well. He goes for it, and it's over the bar. Chance goes begging.
Sayang, no? That curve just curved way too much to the right.
So far, he's got 1 goal and 1 assist this season. Scored a goal and assisted 1. Scored against Aguilas Yumak in a losing effort. Caught from behind, draws the whistle. Ferreira Cabral. Cebu have looked particularly dangerous in transition. Maharlika trying to push their defense forward. Abu Si skips past his man. It's clearly dragged back by Young Suk. Young Suk Kang able to avoid a yellow card. Nope, not quite actually. And Coach Moon Hong, bit disappointed by that, but you could say it was a very deliberate pull. And Young Suk Kang thought he was gonna be able to get away with it. Let's have a look at it here. Abu Si doing well, skips past, and then pull on the jersey, and again there.
Kang now would really have to take into account his foul because he has such a big impact when it comes to the attack. And Maharlika losing him would be disadvantageous for them.
It's that engine in midfield. And now another yellow.
It seems like after that foul, it kind of ignited this fire for Maharlika. Back-to-back fouls from them.
Score sa amin naman na mabibigyan ng dilaw dito. That's 2 yellow cards on the bounce in the 18th minute alone. Be interesting to see what warranted that yellow for Korsame. Stopping that play. Certainly, referee Meliton Pelayo has not been shy about showing his cards. And there's the confirmation. Korsame and Kang, both in the referee's book. And now an opportunity here for Maharlika on the set piece.
A pretty familiar scenery for Maharlika. Because of Brian Villanueva, let's see if they can maximize this chance. This time they go for that short, trying to penetrate through their feet.
Didn't quite come off for them, but they still have numbers forward. Ibrahim sends it to Marzan. Tricky ball. And Giganto looking to attack, but the flag is up. Looked like Opong was in a offside position. You see Rami Jaridi taking no prisoners. He's rammed into his own man in an attempt to get to that ball. Papu Korsame looking a little shaken up on the play. Seems to be all right. The captain. It's been quite a rise for Papu Korsame. 28-year-old from Tondo. Went from Mendiola into Kaya and then made his way to Cebu, where he's really made himself into a leader of the team.
Cebu going for that direct, making sense. They are pretty strong when it comes to those aerial duels.
Whistle will go the way of Maharlika, much to the frustration of the men in white. Maharlika have certainly settled and held their own since conceding. Now, one thing they can't afford is to go down to 10 men. Got 2 players currently in the book. Looked like a handball on Abu Si, not called. Cebu can continue.
Bit of
cross
play.
Corner kick here. Maharlika players having a word with the referee. Certainly looked like it struck the arm of Abusi.
Cebu did get their opener through a corner kick. Let's hope that Maharlika would adjust accordingly the second time around. And let's see how the forwards of Cebu can connect.
Paulos sends it in. Dini Oatara touches it over. It's going to be another corner kick. You imagine this is one of the reasons why Dini Oatara has been selected today in place of Kenry Balobo. There's going to be a lot of high balls to deal with when it comes to Cebu. And he's dealt with that one.
Definitely lots of shoes to fill, especially with Balobo's performance in their previous games. Again, this time Paulos with the corner. Mid-high, first to the ball was Cebu, but they're still inside the box.
Forced to go backwards. Jiridi racing off his line. He's not going to take any chances. And this!
And you could hear it from the audience that, ooh, and we all know that was a pretty creative attempt from Andes. That volley kick, if that would have went in, phenomenal. Let's take a look at that. There goes that direct ball. Chased by Cebu, that first touch. But it was just a bit off target. Keeping the scoreline still 1-0 in favor of Cebu.
Seen those pass out. Is cut out. Cebu making their press pay off, looking for Andes. Falls for Abusi. Kept in play. Maharlika trying to play through the trouble. They're fouled on the way. Michael Menzi with a great sequence for Maharlika. Not an easy task, keeping Rico Andes and Abusi quiet.
Maharlika trying to slow down the pace of the game after that back-to-back attack from Cebu.
And Liddell winning that aerial battle. It's a real chance here for Andes. Oatara out quickly to pick that one up. Maharlika interested in playing on and playing quickly, but Melaton Pelayo opting to stop the game to allow Rico Andes an opportunity to be treated here. Certainly was caught by Dini Oatara. He did not have control of the ball, therefore no penalty and no foul.
Andes in these few minutes has been making problems towards Maharlika's backline. Him being out really will create an impact for Cebu.
Look at the bench. Leo Makiling comes to mind. Jeremiah Burlongan, the other. Those are some of the options off the bench for Coach Glenn Ramos, but Rico Andes is certainly a player unlike those on the bench. He's a real predator for them. Only has eyes for goal. Kind of a throwback kind of center forward.
And he has been starting his momentum. Again, like I said, those back-to-back attacks. And surely if he keeps going, one of those would meet the back of the net.
He's got 3 goals and 1 assist already this season. And he's bagged a couple, make that 3 goals in the ASEAN Club Championships. So Rico Andes has had a hot start to the year. Cebu will certainly want him to remain on the pitch. Seems to be okay. And be able to continue.
Maharlika going for that direct. Lots of collision there, the keeper and Maharlika.
Fatih. Cebu playing on, but Jaridi actually is on the ground for them.
And these are the kinds of characteristics that you want from your back. That mindset of going all out and sacrificing everything just to make sure you protect that goal.
Rami Jaridi took a bit of contact from that previous collision with Noah Liddell, who, by the way, is not playing in a defensive midfield position today. He is at the center of defense.
And perhaps it can be an advantage for them because he has that distribution towards that defending third. So it can be perhaps such a double midfield.
Ouattara and Lucindo having a bit of a discussion. Maharlika have been dealing with the press of Cebu. Looking for new ways to solve it. And meanwhile, Rami Jaridi looks like he's going to be okay. He's been busy. Hasn't had to make any big saves, but he's had quite a few aerial balls to contend with. A few rushes into the box. Closing in on the 30-minute mark. Dynamic Herb Cebu, 1 goal ahead. Scored very early in this contest. Noah Liddell opening things up just 3 minutes in. Otherwise, it's been a rather even one.
Maharlika looking to penetrate from the flanks. Maraming bakante dun sa kabila. Looking to switch the play.
Ibrahim's gonna pull the trigger, and he's not far away.
Ibrahim deciding to do it himself, getting that attempt, and a pretty close one too. Everyone's reaction, you can hear it here in the stands. He dribbles it, sees that space, that opportunity, and pulls the trigger. A bit of miscommunication there. Some collision with the keeper and defender of Maharlika. Something not ideal, but pretty possible, especially with some miscom.
Ouattara has absolutely cleaned out Michael Menzi. He's gonna need medical attention. A couple players asked to warm up right away by Coach Moon Hong. Was pretty close to the action. Michael Menzi is a tough cookie. Don't expect him to sit out. Let's have a look at this. Rico Andes goes for it, and boom. That's a knee to the face from Michael Menzi. And And he's folded on that play. That's a testament to how tough the man from La Trinidad, Benguet, is. He's taken that shot and he's shaking it off like nothing. He'll be continuing in this match.
Going for that combination play, Maharlika. Try to go towards the side because a lot of men in white, they're in the middle.
Loose one, allows Cebu to nick in. Lucindo spotting the danger, cuts it out.
On paper, dynamic Herb Cebu were able to get that shot 2 minutes in that first half. But given the situation right now, it is a testament. It is not a testament towards the defending of Maharlika because they were able to hold their own and still manage not any increase of goals from Cebu.
Also seems like Maharlika is trying to more able to express themselves more, enjoying more and more possession. But Cebu always so dangerous in these types of moments. This time though, Villanova unable to find the run of Andes. Ibrahim dropping into the pocket. He's getting Kim involved.
For Maharlika, most of their attack is coming from that left side, finding that outside player and that attempt.
Golden opportunity missed by Eric Giganto. Let's have a look at it here.
With that cross, finds that outside player. And that one touch goes wide. Perhaps controlling it first, then taking that shot could have been the equalizer for Maharlika.
Inches wide for Giganto, who was unmarked at that far post. A great find from Kim. And that's a real warning para sa koponan ng Cebu. Great ball forward, Paulus. Winning a corner kick. Yunsu Park locking things down. Again, this is where Cebu are dangerous. Ten minutes to go in this first half.
But this time, most of the Cebu forwards are waiting outside of the box. Perhaps going for another strategy. There they go.
Off the crossbar and in for Cebu. Rico Andes scoring off the rebound to make it 2-0.
You can hear it from the coaching staff of Cebu. One more. Really wanting to build on to those goals of Cebu. First half, now 2-0 in favor of Cebu. Let's take a look. And that came from a follow-through, a follow-up rather. And sails towards the back of the net by Rico Andes.
I believe he got the first touch as well, Rico Andes. As he holds up, stays strong, Cebu. What a message. What a man. What a time to score for his side. Just as Maharlika were finding their footing and starting to threaten on their own there, Cebu knocking the wind out of their sails to double the advantage. Pa rin talaga tong si Rico Andes. He is such a predator inside that box. Relentless. Continues his fantastic goal-scoring run in this 2025-26 season.
Even after conceding 2 goals, right now you can see may onting gigil na ang Maharlika. Really wanting to get that shot.
I believe that's now 4 goals in 6 games for Rico Andes. It's quite a return for the striker.
Very much so, Jing. Rico Andes, he has been causing problems for Maharlika, and now finally, with that clinical finish and the perfect timing and positioning, makes that goal for Dynamic Group Cebu.
Quite a collision between Ibrahim and Pinto. No malice from Ibrahim. Trying to get to the ball here. Foot was high. No extra action from the referee. Andes, the intended target. Hold for the push. There's something about Rico Andes. Hindi siya kalakihan na player. But there is just an alertness and a danger that he provides.
I'd have to agree. When someone doesn't have that much of an advantage when it comes to their height, bumabawi sila sa anticipation and their off-the-ball movement, and it's very much seen with Andes.
Same heads it away. Still with Maharlika though. Young Suk getting it out wide. Park. Opong unable to cushion that to a teammate. Now Pinto can slow things down.
Right now, there are 2 ways to deal with conceding 2 goals. First is maybe feeling a bit frustrated. But right now, as we can see, Maharlika having that sense of urgency. Right now, even pressuring Cebu's defense, even though they are at the attacking third.
Opong getting a warning. It's coming rather late on Ferreira. Showing signs of frustration itong Maharlika. Nick from behind, but Polos got too much of the man. Maharlika undone by 2 set pieces. Dangerous back pass. Esquillo needing to fire that one away. Lovely work from Young Suk. Giganto now. Opong has it poked away, and it's going to be a corner kick for Maharlika. Can they take advantage from here?
In those previous corners, it went straight towards the keeper. This time, let's see how they'll adjust in this scenario.
Unsu Park has sent out the signal. Let's see what they work with here. They play it short. Giganto's deep cross. Dealt with by Cebu. They're off to the races. Andes racing forward. Trying to set up Corsame. Eventually gets there. Lifted up into the air. Fati sends it to
Maharlika, they really have to watch out for those counter-attacks from Cebu. In those two counter-attacks, they've had such close attempts to scoring those goals.
Maharlika keep racking up the corners, but they haven't really threatened from them. See if they're able to change things up. They're switching up with the taker this time with Jin Hyun Kim. Looking to fire in an in-swinger. Six inside the box to aim for. Headed away. Re-entry. He's onside. Bouncing around dangerously. Buhay pang atake dito ng Maharlika. Drilled in low. Giganto fires it wide.
Giganto able to control that ball, but with that finish, gets it above the crossbar.
He's had two great chances, Eric Giganto. Scramble inside the box. Here comes that opportunity. Gets it out of his feet. He's fired it left-footed. Never got a hold of it. That'll take us out of regulation and into added time, where there's going to be 3 minutes still left to go.
Cebu with that miscontrol, giving it back to Maharlika.
Marzan. Maharlika finding themselves 2 down, but they've had their moments. They've had their opportunities to get back into this game. Missed clearance. Liddell dealing with it. Lucindo's got time. Loose one from Ibrahim, and the attack breaks down. Quick assessment of this first half. Alex, what's stood out to you from both teams?
For Cebu, they have been aggressive with their attacks, able to connect with each other, especially in those set pieces, those corner kicks from Paulos, and that connection inside the box. In contrast with Maharlika, they are able to bring it from their defending third towards the attacking third, but it's really about that conversion with that finishing, their first ball that had become a reflection of the scoreline right now, which is 2-0 in favor of Cebu.
Yep, Cebu just a little bit more clinical when they do get in these types of areas. And they've got a real chance here. Pintos! And that's a third! What a finish! Anderson, Pinto makes it 3 for Cebu right before the break.
Pinto giving his team that confidence boost with that power kick. There goes Paulos again with that assist. Gives it to Pinto. Controls, gives it to the left, and goes towards the top left corner of that goal.
It takes an extra touch to really take out his marker. And he's got the goal at his mercy. And what a way to sign off in this first half. 3-0 is the scoreline. Cebu have been ruthless in this opening half, and they take a commanding lead into the break. Maharlika bamboozled. They don't know what has hit them. They've had reasonable control. They've been in the game. But goodness me, is this a one-sided scoreline? After 45 minutes, Ledel, Andes, and Pinto on the score sheet for Dynamic Herb Cebu as they take a commanding lead into the break. halftime between Maharlika and Dynamic Herb Cebu FC, and many thought this was going to be a very tightly contested match, but it's been one-sided so far, at least on the score sheet, with Dynamic Herb Cebu up 3 goals. Alex, has this been a surprise to you?
Yes, it has been. Because given the stats and the aggressiveness of both teams, you'd think that it would be neck to neck. But right now, it is a dominant display from Dynamic Herb Cebu, just from the set pieces, from the positioning, from those spots. It really has been Cebu who translated those attempts into goals. That's why the scoreline is 3-0.
They got the scoring started very early on, just 3 minutes in. Header from Liddell, as you saw. They didn't have a lot of the possession, so to speak, but whenever they did get on the ball, they looked very threatening going forward. Itong Dynamic Herb Cebu, with Rico Andes in particular, a real nuisance up front for the side of Coach Glenn Ramos. And here's that second. It's just relentless up front. Itong si Rico Andes, a real striker's striker, ang masasabi natin. Attacks that one, and with the follow-up, gets it into the back of the net. It's not pretty, but they all count. One more look at it. Comes off his back initially, it looks like. And then on the rebound, Rico Andes tucks it home. I don't think that would count as an assist, but Paulos had his fingerprint on it again. And of course, getting a bit physical. Quite a few yellow cards in that first half. 3, if I'm not mistaken. And again, Paulos involved in this attack. And look at this. Beautiful finish. That could actually go in as an assist to Rico Andes, who was the outlet on the opposite side. As we take a look at the statistics, tight in possession, but the shots of Cebu, 9 of them, and 6 on target. It's been that kind of clinical affair for the Gentle Giants.
Definitely, and we can really tell with Paulus, his assists and his shots, very much a big chunk of the attack of Cebu.
Rico Andes, you would say, has had potentially 1 goal and 1 assist in this match. Early whistle blown here as Pinto needs a bit of attention. But what does Maharlika need to do here, Alex, to get back into this game? Because we saw in the highlights, we've seen as well in the statistics, that despite the scoreline, they haven't been blown away completely. They're still in the game. They've been able to create chances, manufacture shots, but they just haven't yet found the back of the net. What's important for them now in this final 45?
Right now, it's prioritizing the space, being able to open up for your fellow forwards up top. Because that is a big contrast towards Cebu. They are able to make those long-range passes and just identify those openings in between defenders.
Looks like it's going to be a long throw. Maharlika desperate to get the scoring started early in this second half. Giganto trying to feed it into Yung Sok Kang, getting in the way of that. This is where Cebu have been devastating on the counter.
And that's another thing that Maharlika should take into account, not just their own positioning, but how their oppositions space themselves out. It is because of those off-the-ball movements and those outside players that have made a lot of dangerous situations for them.
Ibrahim Delaying the cross. Ferrer's ball is a looping one. Difficult to attack.
A big contrast for Maharlika in this half. This time they are making those attempts. Cebu, very much quick to respond, going for that counter immediately. But right now in these first few minutes of the second half, the men in blue are in control of the attack.
To the far post. Trying to cushion that one into a central position. Marazan unable to find a teammate, and here comes Rico Andes. He's peeled out wide. Just behind Paulus. Pinto picking up the pieces. Space on the left flank. Chance here. Stopped by Uwatara. Is that a penalty? Pinto hoping and pleading. Nothing given by Meliton Pelayo. Maharlika now down the opposite direction. Ibrahim. Finds Ferrer. Threading it. Opong. Giganto on the turn. No power on it.
Giganto again making an attempt, but it is that accuracy of that finishing that keeps the score at 0 for Maharlika.
3 opportunities now for Eric Giganto in and around this area. One he side-footed inches wide, another one he blazed wide with the left foot, and this one just lacking that power to really threaten Giridi in goal. Grabe yung contrast na nakikita natin in the 2 boxes. Maharlika just lacking that killer instinct that somebody like Rico Andes has for Cebu. Clever turn from Papu Corsame, who's turning on the Jets here.
Gets that space and alleviates the pressure this time. Possession is Maharlika. This time maximizing those diagonals, trying to ask for that opening.
Park. Young-suk. The 3 Koreans now linking up with Kim on the ball now. There's nobody inside the box for him to aim at.
And it is a pretty risky choice to do so because there are more men in white inside that penalty area.
Foul is called on Ursum Paulus. Bit of a scuffle inside the box taking place. Maharlika understandably eager to get the game restarted. Meliton Pelayo says, wait for the whistle. As Jin Hyun Kim lines this one up. Maharlika just needs one. You have the potential of this game really exploding into life. Player down for Cebu. Some theatrics going on before this free kick is taken. No surprise it's Villanueva who is involved.
This is a pretty big opportunity for Maharlika being down 3-0. It is imperative for them to turn those boosters on and kickstart that goal.
7 inside the box to aim at. Can Jin Hyun Kim pinpoint one out? It's a good ball into the box. It's headed away by Liddell.
I also kind of anticipated that, Jing. Yung nagbabantay sa bawat Maharlika player is a gentle giant.
Dell again behind that ball. One more ball into the box, and it's a similar result. This time, Rosquillo with his head to it.
Maharlika really trying to put it inside that penalty area. But right now, what they should really do is look for those spaces.
Cebu have had an answer to every question asked of their back line. But still, Maharlika continue to knock, finding room on the right side. Fahmi Ibrahim now pulls the trigger. He's amongst those who have gone closest for Maharlika. An attempt from outside the box whizzed past the post of Rami Jaridi in the first half. Now this one's a little further out.
Cebu taking control of the pace of the game. Now we see them advancing to the counter.
Osindo finding a bit of room with the left back. Park turning on the pace. Gets it back. And he's clipped in a big way there. Rosquillo immediately booked. It was a full swing from Jaime Rosquillo. He's apologetic about it. Knew he was in trouble right away. It was a very forceful challenge.
And a questionable decision at that, because given the defensive formation of Cebu that time, it was pretty protected.
Wow. He's missed the ball completely. It was a bit high on it, Jaime Rosquillo. You could see the reaction from Fahmi Ibrahim. He wants more severe punishment for the young center back. Do you think more was warranted, Alex? Or does a yellow card suffice in this type of situation?
Given the call of the referee, I would say that it was warranted. He wasn't aiming for that ball, and Maharlika, they fell over.
Jaime Rosquillo hasn't been involved too much today. Came over to cover. He's missed the ball completely. No lasting impact on Yunsu Park, thankfully. A yellow card given to the 22-year-old from Barotac Nuevo. Chance now for Maharlika. Kim's delivery, headed away by Noah Liddell. Marizan doing well for Maharlika. It's touched out for a corner kick.
Most of the set pieces of Maharlika do go straight to Cebu. A change of strategy to get them that goal is apparent. This time going for that long ball, that second post.
Opted to go a little bit deeper, but beyond Enzo Lucindo. And Cebu have been extremely secure at the back. Especially with crossed attempts. Anything lifted into their box, they've had the capability to send back. Abu C. Pinto trying to get his head to it. He's called for the foul. Marzan brought down, but he's back up on his feet quickly.
given that most of those direct balls from Maharlika go straight to Cebu, around this time, it is a pretty efficient move for them to build on those short buildups from them.
Starting to get a bit chippy now. And here Fahmi Ibrahim looking to get the ball, and the game restarted quickly. Fati has hit the deck. Milton Pelayo not interested in any of these theatrics na nakikita natin. Maharlika are in a hurry. And again, a goal will certainly change the dynamics of this contest, particularly if it comes from Maharlika.
Menzi easily stopping that play from Cebu.
Meanwhile, here come the Gentle Giants. Offside is called on Kudoy Dodsoda. Could get a yellow card here for delaying the game. Does end up in the book. It's a silly one. That is the 5th yellow card of the game.
A pretty interesting thought process, knowing that our referee does give you that yellow card, especially in those fouls.
Ferreira looks like he's struggling a little bit with his hamstring, and there is the confirmation of that yellow card for Abdulfa Kudoy Dodsoda from Tajikistan. Young man who plays for the under-23s of Tajikistan. Ball into the box for Paulus. He's actually onside there.
A bit of frustration from Paulus, now discovering that he was onside.
Great strength from Pinto. Trying to get past Jerome Marzan, and it's gonna get a bit intense here. Pinto is not gonna be happy with that, as Jerome Marzan took a swing at him. To be fair to Jerome Marzan, the ball was there to be played. He's collided with Pinto. There was no whistle blown. So Marzan could continue technically, pero ito makikita natin. Yunsuk shoved away by Pinto, and here comes Marzan entering your screen now. No whistle, and he goes for it, but he's made contact with Pinto. He's brought down, and Pinto wants a piece of Jerome. Maharlika players doing what they have to do, defend their teammate. The scoreline might be a surprise, but these types of moments, ito expected natin to in a match like this. Cebu will win the whistle. No extra action from our referee, Melton Pelayo. Lovely touch from Paulus to get past his man, and what a ball! That was goal bound, saved off the line by Ferrer.
And what a play from Paulus, eliminating that defender and even giving that cross. But this time Maharlika is trying to respond back to Cebu. There goes that cross inside the box, but it sails away from his teammate straight to Cebu's keeper.
Saw that technique from Paulus outside of the boot. I think a beauty from the young Australian. Certainly has been a revelation for Cebu this season. Ursum Paulus, just 20 years of age, from Australia, but actually played a bit of his football in Germany. And Maharlika showcasing the lovely connections in midfield. first substitutions of the game about to take place. Maharlika now will remove Jerome Marzan. Chima Ozoka will be coming in. Not a bad person to bring into the play when you're looking for goals. And meanwhile for Cebu, Ferreira will be coming off. Gadia checks in. Enrico Andes makes way as well as Bolchol Boltong checks into the game.
And some big shoes to fill by Boltong, replacing Rico Andes, who scored the second goal for Dynamic Herb Cebu.
Space to run. Ferrer assessing his options. Keeps it simple. Out wide to Giganto. Back to Ferrer. Surrounded very quickly. Giganto's got all kinds of room. Can he find a teammate? Difficult one to attack. Park. Kim to Kang. Looking for the exchange. Kang disrupting Cebu's outlet. Lots of blue shirts in and around the area. Giganto easily stopped by Giridi.
Maharlika very much persistent in their attack. And just now, a bit of collision from Maharlika and Dynamic Herb Cebu's keeper.
He's gonna get a warning, Fami Ibrahim. See that Rami Jaridi was taking the opportunity to take off a few precious seconds from the clock before regathering the ball. He's invited the contact a little bit here from Ibrahim. And you can see him go down here, and it's just theatrics really from the goalkeeper. There's really no way that that actually had any harmful damage done. Paulus, again, we're gonna swing that into the opposite direction. Giganto gets it forward. Ozoka. Well guarded by Daniel Gadia.
And you have to give it to Cebu. Their discipline in tracking back. Even though it came from a counter, they didn't give Maharlika that time of day to make those passes and to even inch their way towards their attacking third.
It's going to be a special game for Chima Ozoka, as this is a match against his former club. Has been forced to settle to more of a supporting role as of late, has been coming off the bench a lot, but has scored 4 goals already this season, Chima Ozoka. Kurosame cleaning out Kim. It's all legal, says the referee. Javidi launching it forward. Looking for Tong. C delays the pass. It's a good decision from the Senegalese midfielder. Ferrer cutting that one out. Giganto Just a bit late to release. Korosame gets it forward. Tong. He's got support in Paulus. Steps on the brakes. It's almost like he was caught in two minds. Was he going to go for it or was he going to look for a teammate?
And you can see in that situation, Menzi committed. And what a chance for Paulus. But with that finishing, it sailed towards that left side. Naiwan si Menzi. And with that left foot, sumobra naman ang finishing ni Paulus.
Real opportunity for a fourth from Cebu. Paulus took contact on it, but didn't bother him as Abu C is now racing away. Right-footed cross all the way to Fati. Zoka. It's an end-to-end game now. Not on the same wavelength. Ibrahim was trying to get in behind. It's onside for Ursun Polos.
Dangerous situation.
Chance for Fati to tuck it away, and it's the fourth for Cebu. Abdulfa Dohi Kudoy Dodsoda finishes it off for the Gentle Giants.
And those are the cons when players assume that it was an offside. It isn't, and because of that, they capitalized on it, scoring it towards the bottom left.
Lucindo in position to clear that, misses the ball completely. At that point, it's a gift for the Tajik under 23. And it is the season of giving, and he's accepted that one, Alex. On the score sheet, we talked about the next goal being important. You could say this is the punctuation that Cebu were hoping for. This might be the goal that takes the fight out of Maharlika. At 3-0, a goal from Maharlika could swing the match. At this point now, it seems a step too far. But here come Maharlika now.
Kim not done just yet. Still making waves. Gets that cross, but unable to connect with his forward. Another thing is Maharlika not closely checking the mids of Cebu, which is why a lot of the play is coming from that midfield.
Gadia firing that one through to Tong, who is on side. Paulus, tricky as ever. Gadia continues it over to the left side.
Menzi keeping it organized. Gets that first ball. But it really is the situation after defending, that positive transition, ang nakukulangan pa ang Maharlika.
Maharlika have not been swept aside this season. Even against Manila Digger, it was a 3-2 contest. Aguilas, it was 2-1, but this one, a 4-0 emphatic scoreline from Cebu. Maharlika have been blown away. This is a statement sent by the Gentle Giants. And a bit of a humbling for Maharlika, who have looked like contenders this season. Meanwhile, for Cebu, there were some worries that they would struggle to maintain their position in the top 6, but this, goodness me, what a performance.
Maharlika going for that diagonal. Straight to Ibrahim.
Casquillo done well to deny Ibrahim. He's drawn the whistle. A couple of substitutions now set to take place as Bumsuk Kang checks in and Kentaro Miyagi joins the fray.
Substitution for Maharlika FC. Player number 9, Eric Giganto, replaced by player number 24.
Giganto makes way.
Another substitution for Maharlika FC. Player number 25, Daniel Opong.
And Daniel Opong will return to the bench. Meanwhile, Ursum Polis will be withdrawn.
Daniel Paulos, replaced by player number 35, Kazuha Sudo.
With Kazuha Sudo checking in.
Player number 77, Abusi, replaced by player number 7, Jeremiah Borlongan.
And JB Borlongan will get a solid 16. So Ursum Polis will take a bow. He's done his job today, adding to his assists total. And meanwhile for Abusi, another solid performance from him in this reimagined role for him. No longer leading the line, but now a midfielder who pulls the strings. Maharlika trying to threaten from the set piece. Borlongan's first touch. Rams into his man. Bit of a painful one. Two substitutes colliding. Bumsuk Kang picks himself up. Maharlika entered this contest without their captain, Jerome Aristorenas. Normally a man who pulls the strings in midfield and creates chances for them. Also capable of finishing them off himself. How big of a loss was his absence today? And do you think his inclusion in a match like this would have made a difference, Alex?
I would say that Aristorenas' presence could have made a difference, because they really need that connection, someone who makes that play. Because what's been happening right now is the crosses are made, but those clinical finishes, that build-up, it's not that apparent when it comes to Maharlika.
Clean sheet being preserved here by Urami Juridi. Tested on that occasion, rather in an orthodox fashion by Uzoka, who's again causing problems inside the box. Certainly one of the question marks that could be asked of this Maharlika side, Chimo Uzoka not being included in that starting 11, given his ability to threaten, or perhaps to be included earlier since they were chasing the game. Borlongan's cross, and that's into the arms of Dini Ouattara. Kim unable to control, and he's crowded out quickly. Korsame runs out of room. Uzoka getting room, Fires that into Jaridi. So good at using his body, Chima Uzoka. It looks like Jaime Rosquillo has pulled up.
A bit of a miscalculated header there from Cebu. Could be an opportunity for Maharlika this time.
Jaime Rosquillo looks like he really might need a bit of medical treatment. It's in that sequence where he was defending Chima Uzoka. Seems to be okay. Might have had the wind knocked out of him. Just as Uzoka created a bit of separation. Not a lot of time left. Less than 12 minutes remaining in regulation.
And at this point for Maharlika, it really is that damage control. Keeping Dynamic Herb Cebu at 4. Or better yet, getting that consolation goal, because let's be real, 4 is a big number.
Menzi unable to send that one out for a clearance, and it looks like there's been some damage on Kudoy Dod Soda. Holding on to his left foot.
And even given the scoreline, it isn't a testament to Michael Menzies' performance. Again, he is able to put on that challenge towards Cebu's forwards and really just not making them hold possession of that ball. Keeping that organization as well. Ibrahim, now to Maharlika, they're in there attacking third, and a cross, but it goes to the left. One of their closest chances.
It's a real opportunity, and Uzoka again causing problems. Look at that. Looked like it just came off his shoulder though. He's been getting closer and closer, Chima Uzoka. Cebu desperate to keep a hold of this clean sheet. Ouattara. Bit of footwork shown there from the goalkeeper. Michael Menzi gets it out wide.
Quick switch up to Maharlika to maximize this. Gives it to the middle, to the side. No one on him. There goes that left, bounces off Cebu, earning them a corner.
Corner kick looming. Player down with the cramps, it seems. Cebu have utilized 4 substitutes so far. Everyone recovered, and here comes the corner kick. Menzi gets his head to it. He's scored a couple already this season. Particularly on set pieces, he is a threat. That one just wide of the post. Cebu will make it 5 games unbeaten. Winning 4 of their last 5.
And what a beautiful setup from Cebu.
Great stop from Owatara. Fati's going to be careful here. He's already been in the book. It looks like he's going to get sent off now. Yellow card for Kudoy Dodsoda, and that means he's going to be sent off, if I'm not mistaken. Had a chance there to get a second goal. He's come in, he's missed the ball as Kentaro Miyagi was clearing. So there is the red card. He's gone. So the Tajikistan player has had quite the game. He's had a goal, an assist, 2 yellow cards, and now he's being sent into the stands. Unfortunately for him, that means he's going to be suspended for the next game. And unfortunately for Maharlika, it looks like Kentaro Miyagi is in some significant pain, so much so that the stretcher has been pulled out. And that is unfortunate. Kentaro Miyagi has had to deal with some injuries in the past, and you hope this does not mean another spell on the sidelines for the young man. Substitution set to take place as Enzo Lucindo will be withdrawn. Ryan Ermida papasok. It also looks like Ivan Owano is being readied. And it's actually Miyagi who's going to come off. Wow. Unfortunate for Kentaro Miyagi. He's had 10 minutes on the pitch.
Another substitution for Maharlika City. Number 24, Kentaro Miyagi, replaced by number 17, Marcel Owano.
So Cebu now needing to play with a man down, Ozoka. Oh, that was a great chance for him. A player of his caliber. He would have been disappointed not to find the target. And his defender sealed off in that instant. Pinto and Tong linking up but unable to win possession. Maharlika venturing forward with Owano, who's looking to pull the trigger. Couldn't find the opening. Ibrahim, medyo nakawala sa kanya yung bola. Collision, no whistle. Eventually is blown and it's against Borlongan. Pinto still down. Coming together right in front of the referee. Had a good look at it, felt it was clean in the 50-50.
This could be a chance for Maharlika to get that consolation goal.
You have to appreciate as well the mindset of Maharlika. They know they're out of this game, but you can see they're rushing to take this one. They haven't lost their fighting spirit.
So far in their set pieces, those high balls aren't the ones that worked for them. Let's see if they can apply those adjustments accordingly in this set piece.
well over from Chima Ozoka. Maharlika now will suffer back-to-back defeats for the first time this season. They were in a good run of 3 wins out of 4. Now it's back to the drawing board for coach Moon Hong, who still has a tough test against Stallion on the horizon. Of course, there's going to be a short break next week. No PFL action due to the international break. Touched forward by Tong. Return ball from Borlongan. Medyo nakawala lang yung bola. Meanwhile, Cebu will see action on the 22nd when they take on Philippine Army. Now they're gonna make one last substitution with Brose checking in.
Substitution for Cebu FC. Player number 8, Anderson Pinto, replaced by player number 41.
Anderson Pinto making way. Anderson Pinto deserves his applause. Has had quite an action-packed game.
And what a wonderful shot in that third goal for Cebu FC. With that left powerful kick headed to the top left corner of the goal. Maharlika pushing upwards, giving it to the flanks, trying to connect. But with Cebu, an immediate double team every time a Maharlika player gets that ball. Opportunity again, another cross! And Maharlika gets it in. Their consolation goal.
Ivan Owano attacking that ball to perfection. Finds the back of the net to spoil the clean sheet of Rami Jaridi. A fantastic finish.
There will be an additional 6 minutes of additional time.
Ivan Owano, Philippine international, scoring against his former club here. And makes it 4-1.
And in that goal, natapik ni Jerry, but because of that placing from Owano, it wasn't savable, and now they have 1 to their name.
"25 years of age now, Ivan Owano. He's on the ball again here. Has had quite a run at the professional ranks. He's played for ADT, he's played for United City. Of course, played for Cebu. Played for Loyola, and now has ended up with Maharlika.
Goal for Maharlika FC by player number 17, Marcel Ivan Owano.
Gonna be hoping for one more. There's 6 minutes added on in the second half. You have to say Maharlika have been deserving of that goal.
That's right, in this second half, they have been pretty persistent. Borderline really forcing those passes just to get that attack. This time they warrant themselves a corner, another chance for them. His teammates signaling down towards that far post.
Hasn't had too many opportunities this season, Ivan Owano, but that could help change things a little bit for him. He's only had 2 appearances so far for Maharlika. hasn't started any of them. Not a lot of time left. All the substitutions have somewhat stifled Cebu's attack. A bit too strong on that one, and Liddell will just see that one out.
That's really the kind of impact that you'd want from your substitutes, being that breath of fresh air, being those fresh legs on the pitch, chasing those balls, challenging the defense. Last few minutes, a lot can happen still, but it is up to Maharlika if they want to put one more goal to their name.
Wano battling with Kursame. Young Suk, fantastic work from the Korean midfielder.
Ibrahim looking out, but decides
He's got fit air in support. It's a crucial block, as there was a lot of players inside the box for Maharlika. Final minute to go. A wake-up call for Maharlika. A big win for Cebu. Maharlika have a big match coming up. You can imagine it's quite a challenge now for Coach Moon Hong ahead of their contest against Stallion. Alex, what do you think the focus should be for Maharlika as they have quite a few weeks to prepare for that matchup against Ernie Nieres' Stallion?
well, first really is to put in that pressure towards the opposition's midfield, because a lot of the play has been coming from Cebu's midfield, and it really has to be one of their priorities if they want to put a stop to their plays. And really second is working on the attack up top, showing up for each other, getting those triangle passes, those square passes, so as to connect and get that clinical finish.
Maharlika, one last opportunity from the corner kick, and Rami Jaridi able to collect, and that'll do it. Full-time whistle from Melitan Pelayo, and Cebu keep on rolling. After a bit of a slow start to this 2025-26 season, the recent final series winners are looking like real contenders once again. An emphatic performance up against the dark horses of Maharlika. They take this one 4-1. Alex, your thoughts on this matchup?
It was the biggest surprise that it was a dominant win from Cebu, because a lot of us, even the community, thought that it would be pretty evened out. But with what Cebu displayed, how attentive they are in their attack and defense, it is a very much deserved win from Dynamic Herb Cebu.
2 goals in this second half, one apiece. Of course, Cebu were taking a commanding lead into this second period, up 3-0 at the break. But then they added a fourth, courtesy of that man who was stopped on that occasion, but he wasn't to be kept out for long. Eventually able to score a second and also managing to get sent off in the process. But Ivan Owano had the last say for Maharlika. Again, the performance wasn't all that bad for Maharlika, but in the crucial moments, they either had fallen asleep or were just unable to execute against a Cebu side that were ready to punish Maharlika at every moment they had the opportunity. That was the goal from Maharlika. Unfortunately, it was too little, too late.
Indeed, it took them a while to actually achieve that clinical finish, connecting with each other up top. While for Dynamic Herb Cebu, a player that I really want to give a big shout out is Paulus. The way that he made that set piece, the accuracy, the height, the weight, those assists, really contributed a lot towards the attack of Cebu FC.
Maharlika's hopes to finish in the top 6 take a hit as Cebu make an exclamation here with a fantastic 4-1 victory over Maharlika. That is the second of our Saturday triple header here in the Philippines Football League. For my partner Alex Lagman, my name is Jing Hamlang. Thank you for watching and stick around for the next match.
Okay, Noah, big win today. What are your thoughts on the matchup?
Yeah, overall, like, satisfied. Job done, 3 points. And, like, obviously nice to get a goal. Just happy the team got the win, and it was a dominant performance, I think. Also just a bit unlucky to concede there at the end, but overall satisfied. You know, that's 5 games unbeaten now, 4 wins in 5, so yeah, really happy with it.
You have any message to your fans going into the international break?
Yeah, just keep supporting the league. You know, we appreciate each and every one of you who come out and support us. And yeah, also a big message for all the people back in Cebu to stand strong, and we're with you through everything. And a big prayer to all the people infected by the typhoon in Cebu right now. So just want to say that to the fans. Yeah. All good? Thank you.